fuck, am I live? Yeah, it looks like I am. All right, cool. I gotta turn this down a little because I made it too loud. All right. Yeah, so I had fun last time I did this. I'm kind of a lazy ass. So I've got a few minutes to kill right now, so fuck it. We're doing this shit live. You know, I'm actually gonna be driving around the Carolinas this coming well, I was gonna say this weekend, but really for the whole fucking week because I'm taking some time off and hanging out with a friend. But I got to pack. Actually, you know, something on that note too. I might be in North Carolina, and I heard there might be a guest on Grown Man Record Night. That's probably Carl. But everyone subscribe to Grown Man Record Night if you're not already. Anyway, I got a pack in the mail from Farley the other day. Now Farley is cool. Oh, hey, Eric's on. Right on, man. Thanks for joining. So Farley is really fucking cool, all right? It's funny. He got he had a channel that was like booming. Like he fucking shot past me in subscriptions. I was a little annoyed at the time. I'll be honest. I'm not proud of that, but it's the fucking truth. So it was booming. That was fucking taking off, and then like there was some shit that kind of went down, some drama which I know about. I'm not going to go into because it's not really edifying. And he got disgusted and like really pissed off and shut down his channel. Well, anyway, so after that he came back. And since then, his channel's been smaller, but it's really obvious, first of all, that he's doing whatever the hell he wants instead of, like, worrying about fitting into, like, a record niche or anything like that. And second of all, he just seems so much happier. It's fucking nuts. So, like, if you're one of Farley's old subscribers, I swear, check out the new channel because he's better than he ever was before, man. I mean, the old channel was fun, right? Farley's always worth subscribing to, okay? But the fucking new channel... I don't know, man. It's like he's just being himself. It's like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's like there's just a vibe, you know. It's just fun to watch, you know. So anyway, he's a hell of a guy, and he sent me a package, which was very generous of him just a few days ago, and it had some miscellaneous shit in it, true to form. So I'll be honest, I don't know anything about this, but this DVD was in there. I'm going to have to hook up a DVD player because I don't even have one right now. Yeah, Farley's so cool, man. I actually want to go see him one of these days. He's not all that far from me. He's just a couple hours away. Well, it's several hours, but, you know, it's driving distance. Yeah, so I think I might have heard of this, but it's funny because, like, I don't know, I kind of feel like an asshole because I don't even have DVD. This one really kind of jumped out at me because this is really up my alley, man. This was really thoughtful. It's not even a record, right? It's like your vinyl community shit, right? Or vinyl community. But this is, I actually have not read this, The Bible According to Mark Twain. And even though the whole, the metal theologian thing is kind of a joke. Hey, Dead Wax, thanks for joining, man. Subscribe to Dead Wax, too. Hey, Shane, right on, man. Welcome. Hey, Shane, be sure to tune into Grown Man Record Night this weekend. Anyway, so even though the whole metal theologian name is kind of a joke and shit, I really am interested in that shit. Like, for the secular humanist that I am obsessed with theology. I suppose by the standards of someone who's, like, really into, or, like, really religious, I'm kind of a dilettante. But, you know, anyway, so this kind of shit is super interesting to me. I totally enjoy that kind of thing. So, and I'm not familiar with Mark Twain's take. So, here we go. Here are the records. This one, I'll tell you, this surprised me. I've not played it yet, but I don't know, man. I can't remember the last time I heard a George Carlin record. I'll be honest, and I tend to say things like his whole like wordplay shit, like in a stand-up act, I didn't like all that much. I kind of tended to like it more when he got old and bitter and started attacking religion and shit. But I don't know, man. You know, I'm a different person than I was. It's been at least 20 years since I've heard one of these. So, plus, look at that, man. It's a seal of quality right there. You see that Pickwick shit? It's funny, I'm getting like this different glare because it's light outside. I'm not used to that when I stream or make any videos. Usually I don't start shit before midnight. Look at that, though, man. It's a seal of quality right there. Fucking Pickwick. So, yeah. And then this one is the real, like, special one. And I'll tell you, I know nothing about this. It's playing for the first time right now. And it's fucking fantastic, man. This is what we're listening to right now. This is a band called All Hell. And, like, if this is a joke band or something, don't tell me because I'm fucking loving this and I don't want anything to spoil it. Seriously, actually, you know what's awesome about this cover? Aside from the fact that it's an awesome cover anyway, like with Mr. Kill or something on it. Like, if you look at the proportions, like, his fucking, like, teeth will be like here, his upper teeth. It'll be like fucking, you know what I'm saying? So, anyway, I know nothing about this band. I don't even know where they're from. The titles, the English doesn't seem particularly broken, so I'm inclined to think that they're native English speakers. But who the hell knows, man? So anyway, it's on Prosthetic Records, a label I haven't heard of, although they're in Inglewood, which I think is kind of awesome. They could have put Los Angeles, but they put Inglewood. You know, like in Pulp Fiction, fucking Inglewood, man. And, yeah, fucking horror, pain, gore, death productions. So, yeah, man, I'm learning something new with each song as it comes on, but, I'm really digging the hell out of this record. That's right on my alley as far as what I've been into listening to, too, lately, because I've been listening to a bunch of, like, you know, like Eastern Europe. Actually, I've been listening back on the South American shit, but I've been listening to a lot of Eastern European shit, too, so kind of shitty. Not quite as much, like, shit metal as I was listening to for a while there, but still pretty shitty stuff, you know, where it's like, you know? It's just fucking fun. All right, what do you want to talk about? That was what I had to talk about. Fucking 6 minutes into the video, man. I'll say one more thing about Farley. When people upload, like, music shit, I get annoyed when I see it, like, in my feed on YouTube. So a channel has to be really special for me to put up with that. You know what I mean? And there are only two that make the cut. One is Bobby Gass, and the other is Farley. Because I'll tell you, I don't really care about the, you know, the vinyl rips or anything like that, but it's totally worth it, you know? I'm glad he enjoys doing it, too. I'm not trying to, like, you know, harsh anyone's mellow on that shit or anything. Fucking world metal. Yeah, I'm all about the world metal, man, but I like fucking shit from around the world anyway. It's like, I don't know, it's like I spend enough time listening to records that I'm just kind of like, if something's from the U.S. or Britain, it's like a minus. You know what I mean? There's tons of great shit that I fucking love, of course. Shit. Thanks for joining, Marty. Even under the circumstances, that's fucking awesome. Actually, you know, I might have told this story before, but when since it was Greeno who turned me on to Grown Man Record Night, when I was up there a few months ago for the show, like, I don't know, I was hanging out. It might have been Saturday or something like that. But I went on a conference call. That's perfect. I fucking, like, was in the bathroom, right? And I sent Greeno a text and, hey, guess whose toilet I'm sitting on? So, anyway, yeah, right on, man. Fucking... Oh, yeah, so we're talking about the world music, man. Yeah, I just think it's interesting, man. Like, the world is so big, you know, and it's funny because, like, some quarters you don't see as much as you would expect to, and some you see more, you know? Like, I was talking with someone the other day. I mean, there's so many great bands from Uruguay. It's ridiculous, you know? It's like Graf Spee came up the other day, but, like, there are all sorts of cool bands from the 70s, like Opus Alpha and Dias de Blues and, oh, there's another one that I fucking love. Oh, well, Montevideo Blues, but, yeah, fucking, of course I space when I'm on camera, whatever. Point is, man, you would think, like, a little country, like, in a weird-ass corner of the world with 6 million people in it, you know, what are they going to come up with? But there's all sorts of great shit. You know, it's amazing, you know? Finland, too. Finland's always had more than their share of great bands. I mean, with the black metal shit now, I'd have to say, although I suppose that might be controversial. If anything, I'd almost say that, like, for 80s metal, they were lighter than they were in the 70s and subsequently, you know? And what a weird fucking language. I kind of wish more of them sung in Finnish. So, all right, so what are we going to talk about? I'll bust some shit out, I guess. Let me see if I have some records over here. I came on to shill Farley, so that's the big thing. Well, and to express my appreciation. I say that flippantly, right? But I really appreciate this shit. It's thoughtful. And this record's fucking blowing my mind, too. I'm enjoying the hell out of it, so. Let's see what I can find over here. Oh yeah, there's some stuff here. Alright, so what do we got? We got some records here. Zeke, right on, man. Thanks for joining, dude. Oh, the soda's just a fucking Virgil's cream soda. Yeah, it's pretty standard shit, but it's pretty standard, like, very good shit, you know what I mean? It's like, if I'm gonna drop the calorie bomb on my fucking fat gut, I'd rather do it with Virgil than with Mr. Coca-Cola or whatever. Right on, man. Farley, awesome. I hope you saw the title, dude. So, fuck. Farley's gonna have to watch later, though. I've talked about it for fucking 6 minutes. I don't want to bore everyone else, man. So you have to tell me if I've shown some of these recently, but I don't fucking know. This is one I've been geeking out over pretty hard lately, man. This is a band called Resistencia, I guess. Awesome, man. Just off work, and here we are, fucking hanging out. You know what's funny is my kid's gonna come storming in. Spencer's at work, and usually when he comes in, it's like, bam, the door fucking turns on all the lights and shit. It's pretty hilarious, but I'm actually really getting issues over him going to school soon, man. I mean, you know, not to like get all serious and shit, but fucking, it's yeah, it's hard to believe, man. And it's weird because like I work with people who have younger kids than me, and like I'm one of the older people there anyway. I work for like a technical services company. It's, you know, we do software shit, so you know it's a lot of fucking millennials and shit. But it's like, wow, you know, people have these fucking, you know, 8-year-old kids, and that's the older one. I'm like, shit, man. Anyway. So Resistencia is great. Maybe I should put this on. Hey, Farley, we're listening to that record, by the way. I don't know if you can tell, but this is fucking fantastic. I'll talk about all Hell Salar, man. Never heard of them. Don't know anything about them, but stoked. Anyway, this one's from Venezuela, man. And, like, it's funny. I felt a little bit weird about ordering records from Venezuela. It's funny. One thing that's interesting is it has a thick-ass cover, even though it's, like, 82 or 83. It's really kind of late for that, but it still does. Anyway, yeah, it was kind of weird ordering some shit. Oh, no shit, from Asheville. We'll be swinging through there in a couple days. Somebody driving around North Carolina. Make sure you subscribe to Grown Man Record Night, too. Yeah, this is just fucking, it's just really melodic. This is almost like prog metal, you know what I mean? It's probably more prog than like, it's probably more prog than metal. But it has like that, like legit metal tone to it and edge to it. You know what I mean? Like I say that, but that doesn't mean like it's like Magnum or something like that, where it's like basically prog that for some reason gets filed in the metal section. It's like this is legit metal. You know what I mean? But it has like, it's made by like these guys who just like love their fucking prog rock and incorporate it in a really tasteful and awesome ways. So. It's a really special band, man. I have another record by them too. I was gonna say their first. I think it's their first, but I'm not even sure. But I think this is my favorite. How long did the Venezuelan package take to hit South Carolina? Actually, it got here, and you know something? It's funny. It came FedEx, and it was, and, you know, I didn't have any option, right? It's like the guy just was sending it there, and I was like, you know, I prefer the regular mail. I'd rather give them my business than fucking FedEx, right? But given what's going on there, man, I don't know what kind of shape their infrastructure's in. You know what I mean? So it's not like I was going to argue with the dude. So, yeah, so it took probably about a month, but the funny thing is, if you look at the status, the pack was just hanging out in Caracas. Like, it took him a couple days to go to the post office, which is fine. I always do, too, unless I'm feeling super ambitious, which doesn't happen often, you know? But then it hung out in Caracas for, like, a month, and then it was here, like, in 2 days, once it finally shipped. It's kind of nuts. But, yeah, actually, I have another Venezuelan one here, too. This is a lot more sort of hard rocky, but again, just like with really awesome like fucking metal moves, man. And this is Archangel, or however you pronounce that in Spanish, I suppose. Yeah, it really wasn't that bad. I mean, it was weird because the status wasn't updating, you know. But all things considered, it wasn't bad. And actually, you know what's even more surprising is for South American records, these things are fucking pristine. This record doesn't have a mark on it. Well, maybe a little bit, but not much, barely. And usually, like a South American VG Plus is like a G minus. You know what I mean? It's like trashed. So, but these are great. Now, the pressings aren't necessarily the best, but I don't even fucking give a shit, man. These records are so special, man. In fact, yeah, these and the other Resistencia one, I think those are like my only Venezuelan records, except for my Ladies WC record, which is probably more like a Dr. Deadwax type of deal. Or not Dr. Deadwax, I'm sorry, Deadwax 66. Dr. Deadwax isn't even around anymore. And I'm really not interested in that Deadwax shit that you talked about, so. Yeah, it's funny about Greece in 6 days, Farley. That's kind of nuts. You know where else packs seem to come pretty quickly from those? Japan. You know, which is funny because intuitively it feels so much farther away than like Germany or something, especially on the East Coast, you know. But Japanese shit usually gets here kind of quickly. I have this weird setup right now, so the thing is like propped up, so I'm not like looking down at it. But yeah, I've ordered shit from the Ukraine lots of times, Farley, so I wouldn't even worry about it. Seriously, you ever want to hear what a country's shipping is like? Hit me up, because fucking I can tell you, especially when I was running my distro, when I was doing the black metal thing, I got shit from all sorts of weird places, man. Ukraine wasn't even all that far out, so it probably will take about a month. I think you're probably right. But I'll tell you, I've gotten a couple things from Russia lately too, and they've been relatively quick, man, like 2-3 weeks, you know. So yeah, it's still a lot faster from Germany, but the that's nuts, about 2 business days from Japan. The thing about Russia that I've noticed is if it's near Moscow or St. Petersburg, it's pretty quick, especially St. Petersburg, actually, even more than Moscow. But like, I got something from Volgograd once, and that took like 2-3 months, man. That was fucking nuts. The other place that took forever was Belarus. I got a pack from Belarus, but that was awesome. It was like a box of tapes, and it was actually bound with twine. Like, it was like the fucking kind of package that like fucking Dorothy from Wizard of Oz would have gotten delivered to her house. You know, it was fucking crazy. So I'm trying to think. I think I've gotten records from Brazil, but it's been too long. I don't remember. Yeah, this one's been getting played a fair bit. Some Polish shit metal. Macedonia, that's interesting, because I have a Macedonian record. Actually, I think it's sitting for me at the post office. Dude, let me ask you something. Eric, was that a Herpes 45? I have to wait for the delay now, but I really want to know the answer to that. I'll just keep holding this Exorcist record. I heard a 45 by the Colombian band Herpes. Yeah, I think it was from Fuck Yoga. What a weird name. But the thing only took maybe 2-3. I think it was less than 3 weeks. It's probably 2 weeks. So, wow, the ship got lost? That's fucking crazy. American Samoa. That's nuts, man, because that's the U.S. You know what I mean? You'd think that wouldn't be all fucked up. But I guess look at Puerto Rico, though, right? So, hang on. I'm going to pull another one out here. I might have shown this before, man. But when it comes to shit metal, I think this is my favorite. This thing is so crappy, this fucking record. It's called, I'm not even sure what the band name is. I think it's called Exterminator. Yeah, Exterminator, Total Extermination. Yeah, and they actually kind of clean this up a little bit, because the original had a swastika there instead of a fucking pentagram. The label that reissued, I mean, they're not like a Nazi band. It's just one of those fucking, they're being edgy, right? But Yeah, the label that reissued this, Grey Haze, they were like, yeah, this is a worldwide edition. We want to be able to sell it in Germany and shit. So I was like, yeah, it's probably smart because, I mean, I don't know if the Germans love shit metal so much, but this is definitely shitty. But you could sell it in Germany, you know. It's not like it's all like fucking. Yeah, it's this caveman metal from the 80s. Meant only for those who crave ugly, bestial, and primitive music. It is one of the earliest releases in Brazilian metal. Yeah, and it says compares them to Holocausto and Sex Trash. But those guys sound like Iron Maiden compared to fucking these guys. I should put this on, in fact. I will after fucking All Hell, because we're listening to the one that Farley sent me first. Let me check the. Yeah, Exterminator is a rough listen. I'll tell you, man. I've been listening to this every day. Oh shit! I just go on these fucking kicks, man. I find that one easier to listen to than this one, which is also a fantastic cover. This is one of the great things about metal is this kind of shit, right? Yeah, Metal Deadness. This is a fucking split of two Dutch bands, Second Hell and Skull Crusher, who, as far as I know, never did anything else. Saying something, Eric. Yeah, so it's these two fucking bands, and this is just like kind of like thrashy, like ahead of its time death metal. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, 86. So as hard and as sort of deathy as this is, it doesn't sound like death metal, like, you know, stylized death metal, right? It sounds like what you'd imagine Morbid Angel would have sounded like in when did Altars of Madness come out? Was it 88 or 89? I want to say 88. So if you imagine what they would have sounded like in 87, that's probably what this sounded like, you know? So yeah, very cool record. Kind of a creeper for me, this has been. Like Demolition Hammer. I don't think I know Demolition Hammer. I recognize the name, but I don't think I know him. Maybe Eric can answer that. Speaking of Eric. You know what's funny, though, is I played this the other day. I didn't really dig it all that much. Like, metaphysically, I love this record. I've played this record and fucking loved it. But, you know, sometimes it just doesn't, like, scratch the itch or something like that. Hey, man, welcome. Right on, Dan Powers. Look at that fucking picture, though, man. You still can't argue with that. It's funny. This is like my first foray into the Russian shit, and I got it because it was on Adam H, you know? Yeah, Eric's saying he loves it. This is a great record, okay? Don't get me wrong, okay? The fact that I didn't dig it the other day was a statement about me, not about the record, okay? But this is a fucking... first of all, dude, again, the cover, man. So good. But yeah, fucking Adam H. I don't know how the hell they licensed this for Germany, man. But they did, and it's frankly sturdier than what I would have expected from a Russian pressing. Helmut Diggy, Bill, right on, man. Am I excited about the new Possessed? I don't really have an opinion on the new Possessed. I feel it seems weird that it exists. I don't know. I guess we'll hear it eventually. I do love Possessed, though. Oh, on SNC. Yeah, that's the Russian label, man. I have some other shit on SNC, but not the Shaw record. Well, how's the sound on it, actually? Is it good? Because this one sounds fine. All my other SNC records sound good, too. In the meantime, I'll show this one, too. All right, I don't know Whip Striker. Sex Trash is awesome. No more Brazilian shit. Just for those into Black Witchery and Sarcophago, I suppose that's pretty good. But, you know, it's funny. This is like borderline, like between the total shit and like the relatively professional shit of like Sarcophago. Which is kind of a funny thing to say, I suppose. But this is just like, this is sort of like, you know, Sarcophago only shittier. Which is why it's great, you know. Plus, yeah, I don't know, man. That's fucking awesome. Sex Trash. Yeah, it's a trip, man. There's, it is. It's really shitty, isn't it? Sex Trash. Oh, by the way, here's what's cool though. Okay, I've talked about the virtues, and this I don't mean to be boastful here. Okay, I've talked before though about the virtues of purging your shit, right? Like, because if you don't like purge from time to time, you end up with all this shit. And I'm a total hypocrite in this regard because it's been a while, right? But over the years, I've purged a bunch of times, and now I end up going back and rebuying shit and going, ah, fuck, you know what I mean? But what happens now is like, I'll go over to pull something out. Okay, so I went to pull this one out, right? And I pulled out the adjacent records in the fucking stack, which were this and this, which actually I haven't even played yet. But this Seventh Angel record is really good too. It's funny, like after Sex Trash, I suppose. But yeah, this is a Jesus band, but it's fucking really good, man. Thrashy shit. 1991. So again, Jesus metal and Russian metal, man, peaked late. Fucking 91 is not too late for a Jesus band. So I gotta listen to this one again. I played it when I first got it, but it's just fucking solid shit, man. Where did I put my fucking... There it is. Yeah, so I actually met Bill when I was up in Long Island. It was kind of funny because I met with a couple of YouTube people, but none of them make videos anymore except for Flipside CT. So I'm never sure if I should call him Flipside Connecticut or Flipside CT. Yeah, man. Needed a hit of that. It was not Scott who reissued the Seventh Angel, but he probably did do the cover. It was Retroactive, with whom Scott is... I don't want to say affiliated, that doesn't sound right, but they're friends of his and he works with them a lot. So if you're getting a record on this label on Retroactive, Scott probably did the artwork or, you know, cleaned it up or whatever. So, oh, you're taking off again already, Bill? What the fuck, dude? Come on. All right. I'm just messing around. Oh, George Borden. Sorry, man. I'm behind here. Fucking Slavic. That's awesome that you were around when they were recording their early records. That's fantastic, man. It really is. That's awesome. When I lived in San Francisco, I saw them a few times, but yeah. Yeah, I do not have an original of the Seventh Angel. Neither one. In fact, they weren't even on my radar until Scott told me about these projects he was working on. Because that's how I find out about all the Retroactive and rock stuff. I mean, let's be honest, you know. He talks about it. Yeah, you see, look, Farley's freaking out on you, Eric. I told you you should, like, keep with the videos. I understand the podcast is kind of like the deal now. And I mean, believe me, I totally get it, man. What you're doing with the podcast is awesome. But, it's good to see a video from time to time, too. All right. So what else are we talking about? I don't really know anything about this. I heard someone saying this was really fucking good. Oh yeah, fucking Bill. We had some jellyfish, but Bill didn't have the balls to eat any of it. So yeah, we were at a restaurant. It was a Chinese place. I don't know if anyone's ever had jellyfish, but it's delicious. It's really not weird at all. It's just like you know, it's kind of crunchy. It's like sesame oily, you know. Yeah, Claustrophobia, Psycho, and Hate Beyond. I'll have to look into that shit. But yeah, here's the only Psycho that I know. I'll show that one in a second because I see someone freaking out over it already. But I gotta be careful, man. I'm afraid I'll drop my laptop. Where the fuck is my Psycho record? Yeah, this one. I actually don't really think this one's all that tremendous. It's kind of punky. I mean, it looks kind of punky too, right? It's definitely a metal record, but it has kind of a punky vibe to it. The first person they thank in their crew is the dog, which is, I suppose, pretty funny. Yeah, I don't know, man. Maybe it'll click for me in a big way someday. It hasn't yet, though. So, all right, who wants to talk about Incubus? Right on, China Ditch Records. Welcome, man. Fucking, here I'm scratching my ears and the thing. You know, one time I was making one of these fucking live streams, and I like got up for a second and I cut one, and fucking Captain Howdy, he's Johnny Hawk now on here, but you know, we're still friends. I haven't talked to him in a bit, but you know, I still think of him as a friend. He fucking caught me, dude, and called me out in the chat. I was like, shit, man, I was hoping no one noticed. You fucking make sure everyone notices, dick. It was actually hilarious, but so drinking when we watch my videos. Well, you know, I do encourage that. So I don't. Yeah, I really. Oh, yeah. Okay, I know who you're talking about. All right, so this Incubus is a different one from the one that became Opprobrium, which I guess is like a Jesus fan if they weren't already. But yeah, and I really don't know anything about these guys. I think this is like 86 or 87, and I think there's actually some Morbid Angel connection or another, although Eric's saying they're from Texas or Georgia. Wait, what is it? Hey, Nasty Metal, welcome, dude. It's been a while since I haven't seen anything from you in a while, man. Don't forget about us, you know? Yeah, so is it Georgia? Okay, Georgia, not Texas. Okay, yeah, Georgia and Texas are pretty different, man, especially if you like barbecue. This is a different Incubus. This is not the one that became Opprobrium. So, yeah, and these fucking titles are funny. Actually, these titles for native English speakers are fantastic, especially Engulfed in Unspeakable Horrors. That's my favorite. Although Reanimator's Mutilations is pretty good, too. So, hey, John, right on, man. Rue Morgue Dweller, awesome. Fuck, goddamn, man. Like, people must be getting out of work, because this is, like, going crazy here. Hey, since there are more people on now, is everyone subscribed to Girl Man Record Night? I hope so. Because they might have a special guest this weekend. Yeah, how many Incubi are there? There's that other band here. First of all, let me put on some shit metal. All right, we're going to listen to fucking Exterminator. This is so bad. Like, I don't know. I mean, I think I probably do like bad records more than a lot of people. But this thing, I've just been fucking fascinated by this record, this Exterminator record. I mean, and Eric isn't the only person I've talked with who, like, has a high tolerance for shit, who just can't hack this record. So, the other day I listened to this record, and then I went and took a shower, and I put it on again on my phone, like sitting on the vanity, because I want to listen to it while I was brushing my teeth. Can you hear that shit? It's just total shit, man. I'll laugh if I get a fucking copyright thing on this. All right. Oh, yeah, totally. I sit in the rocking chair all the time, man. Yeah, this is the chair I sit in when I'm playing fucking Nintendo games. I've been playing Dragon Warrior 3 and listening to records. What else are we talking about? Okay, how many Incubi are there? I'll come back to that. Ron, good to see you, dude. Thanks for joining. Yeah, Tormentor. There are a lot of those, too. So, yeah, Goat Whore is good, man. I saw them with Celtic Frost, like, more than 10 years ago now. But I'd never heard of them before, and they were fucking really good. All right, who's asking about Incubus? There's at least one more over here. Yeah, these guys really kind of suck. But the cover's fantastic. Oh, shit. Goddamn. Cover's great, though, which is why I had to pull it out. I mean, look at that. Fucking look how good this is. Yeah, this is like a new wave of British heavy metal band. And they're really kind of weak and, like, not as tough as they look. I mean... This is fucking great, but it's like, look, you got the fucking, it's called To the Devil a Daughter, so I guess that's the devil right there. I don't know about you, but I know I'm intimidated. And of course, the devil's daughter is going to be sexy. Hey. Right on. Hey, Machine Kills, thanks for joining. You know, I saw your name, and the other thing, when I went back and checked the chat, I felt like a dumbass because I kept like calling you by this shortened version of your handle, and I could have just been saying Autumn, but thanks for joining. Listen, I didn't leave a comment because I was indisposed, but I really enjoyed that video about the guy who made the music for the gay pornos in the 70s. I'm spacing his name now, but that was a fantastic video. I really appreciate it. It was informative. Like, I really felt like I learned something. So, all right. So, yeah. So, these, like, 3 of these guys are brothers, apparently. Yeah. Steve Crawford, Dave Crawford, and Ken Crawford. And then there are additional vocals by Terry Gavigan, if I'm pronouncing that right, who I guess was the guy from Guardian Records. Like, the coolest thing about this is that they were on Guardian. Because this Guardian label is just so awesome. And there's such gems on it. And most of the shit's kind of hard to find, you know? But it's really not that great a record. Like, if you go looking for this and someone's asking $50 for it, pass. You see it for 10, grab it. You know, it's worth 10. The cover's worth $10, you know? So, you know, I really don't know that fucking Incubus that became Opprobrium. I kind of want to check them out, but I kind of hate the fact they're renamed and that whole like story. I don't know, it just bugs me, but I'm not willing to spend like $70 on original ones with the original names. So I don't know, I've kind of been agonizing over that a little bit. So there we go. Yeah, Serpent Temptation. That does sound like a Christian record suspiciously, doesn't it? You know, it's funny, you can tell. Yeah, they're like these little signals, you know. It's funny, my wife is Jewish, and when we first got involved, like, there were like little things she wouldn't necessarily pick up on, you know what I mean? Like, there'd be a movie. Oh, I remember the Omega Code. I don't know if you remember the Omega Code. And I don't remember what the exact, like, sort of little signal is, right? But she was like, oh, that looks like a cool, like, post-apocalyptic sci-fi movie. I was like, that's a Jesus movie. And she was like, really? It doesn't look like a Jesus movie. And I was like, no, look at this and this and this. That's totally a Jesus movie. And it was a fantastic movie, by the way. I loved the Omega Code, okay? But, you know. Now she's totally clued in, by the way. Like, she's like, Jesus shit. You know? It's funny. So, oh, shit. Eric's freaking out. I just said, dude, yeah. Oh, Michael. I don't know if Michael Ironside was in the Omega Code. I'm tempted to look. Maybe, though. Fucking, I'd forgotten about that movie until just now. You know, I love Jesus movies. I really do. I kind of have a soft spot for them. When I was living in LA, like, we still had cable then, and like, I don't remember what channel it was. I think it was like TBN or something like that. But look, Farley's on top of it. See, that's the new Farley. He's like, I don't give a fuck. I'm watching Jesus movies. And he'll make a fucking video about them, too. Kirk Cameron Saves Christmas. Okay, I have heard of that. That is a little rough. So, oh yeah, so when I lived in LA, like on, I think it was, you know, TBN or something like that, they showed a fucking Jesus movie every Saturday at noon, which was perfect because I'd like roll out of bed at like 11, smoke a bowl, make some coffee, and like sit down and watch my fucking Jesus movie, you know? Norman, that's kind of funny. So, yeah, so we like watch these. Of course, when you're lucky, it's like, you know, a post-apocalyptic one. When you're not lucky, it's like, you know, they're talking about, I don't know, feelings or something like that. You know what I mean? Some of them are kind of like lame, you know? But, yeah, so, anyway, so meanwhile, we were living in LA, right? This is right around the time. This is when Spencer was an infant, so it's been a long time. Cry fight. Like, that's funny. At my place in LA, actually, my local one, they called them Christploitation. They had a Christploitation section. So, yeah, anyway, so Lorena was like going to these La Leche League meetings, right? And she like met someone and kind of became friends, right? And so we sort of got to know the family a little bit. Lorraine was like, I don't know, there's something about them. We're sort of discussing it. It was like, I think they're religious or something, And the guy, like, he was a working actor. Like, that was just what he did. You know what I mean? There are a lot of them in LA. He like was on a couple episodes of Walker, Texas Ranger or something, and fucking. He had a small speaking part in The Hunt for Red October. That was like his big one. But see, this is fucked up about the Jesus in the tank on the TV morning show. Magic 69. That's just fucked up. I don't know. That's the thing that's actually like kind of not funny about this shit. You know what I mean? Because like I've got no beef with Jesus. Jesus is kind of awesome, But it's like when people make it Jesus into an asshole, that's kind of not cool, So anyway, so we were talking about this guy. We were like, something? I think he's religious, but like we couldn't quite figure it out. So fucking one Saturday we get up and do our usual thing and turn on the movie, and he has fucking second billing in it. And it's like one of the bad ones. It was like a movie about about like these two guys. Like one of them's like, a good Christian, like all clean cut and shit. And the other one's like this mean fucking jerk of an atheist. And they're like climbing some mountain or something. And it's all about like mountain climbing. And of course, like it's his project to like convert this like hardcore atheist who's like a parody of atheists, of course. But then again, he's like a parody of Christians. So it's all just, baloney. So anyway, that was a trip. That was a weird like LA experience. Like the guy's in Jesus movies, and that's like his deal. So hang on, someone else was saying something. Scarecrow video, yeah, fucking those Christploitation flicks. Hey, have you seen A Thief in the Night and the sequels? Because that's like one of the best. That's fucking just top notch shit. That and anything out of Nigeria. But that's like kind of easy, I suppose. Like I almost feel like I'm cheating, All right. Here we go. Cavalleria Satana. In my wonderful Polish. Yeah, this is Turbo, man. You got it. Fucking. This is the only thing I have by them. I was really kind of ignorant. This is one of those bands though where I like listen to like, you can usually tell kind of quick if you're gonna like something or not, right? So I like put on like 1 minute of this, like to check them out because I heard that they were great, and I was like, okay, that's fucking great. I like turned it off because I was like, okay, I want to like take in the rest on record because it's more fun, So yeah. And this is actually a reissue too. This is on Metal Mind. It's I think from 2017, I want to say, because originals, they're not as expensive as you might think from 86 or 87 or whenever it came out. But it's still kind of expensive. This is like, it'd probably set you back $30, but not much more than that. Maybe 35 post-paid, depending on where you get it from. So it's surprisingly cheap, given what it is and where it's from. But it's fantastic. This is just like a great thrash record, and the cover's awesome too. The fucking thing is pissing me off. The glare. But look at how awesome that is. Look at that fucking guy. Yeah, saving the first listen for the turntable. There you go. I think it's important, man, because like you can listen to a record, but you kind of like, online, but you don't like take it in the same way, Yeah, I think that's a good strategy, Farley. I'm not going to read that back, though. I'll like let people read the chat later on, since you can do that now, right? All right, so I found this one locally here yesterday. I actually sent Scott Waters a text because I thought I remembered him raving about this. I was like, dude, should I get this for $12? He was like, yeah. So it's good. I'll tell you something. Back in the day, I thought this was a glam band. I completely ignored them. You should be careful of the Open Flames anyway. It has some of that kind of glam vibe to it, but it's totally not a glam record. It's almost like glam writing played heavy, which is something I generally really like. I've talked about Leather Nun before, about how that's like one of my favorites in that regard, but This isn't quite at that level, but this is a really good record. When I first put it on, I was like, oh, this is kind of crap. But I let it run, and like as it went on, it grew on me and grew on me. And I was like all set. Like the first song, I was going to all set to file it away and forget about it. Now I'm leaving it out because I'm going to play it a couple more times before I put it away. So yeah, it's really growing on me. And the only one I've had thus far is the EP. And actually, you know, I talk about shopping by label too, right? The only reason I ever bought the first EP was because it was on Megaforce. It was one of the few Megaforce bands I'd never heard, maybe the only one by that point. So I was like, right on. Yeah, you know the Leather Nun record, right? Zeke, have we talked about that? Yeah, that first EP is really good too. Here's the Leather Nun record. I'll admit, I kind of like showing this one. This is a fantastic record. This is great. There's a reissue, which I would pretty strongly recommend, given, well, you'll see if you go looking for it. It's Nun with two N's. Like, there's also there's a Leather Nun with one N that's like, I don't know, punk or something like that. But, yeah. Hey, Ron, what did you think of Sound Barrier? They've never really clicked for me. I really want to like them. And I remember, and it's funny because I remembered liking the one LP more than the EP. I got the EP actually when I was living in LA. I didn't think much of it. But there's a cover of Born to Be Wild on there, which is a good way to turn me the fuck off, right? I remember having heard the LP and liking that more, but I got that maybe a year ago, and I didn't really think that much of it. So if it grows on you, Ron, tell me, would you? Because I'm kind of curious. Maybe I'll listen for the bass one. Anyway, this is a fantastic record. It's like glam writing, but it's played like heavy, you know? And it's just fucking awesome, man. Every song on here is great. And I love that the guy's name is Jungle Jim Mame. Or Meme, whatever it is. So, yeah, these guys are from Jacksonville, Florida. It's 1986. And yeah. I know what you're talking about, John, with the Leather Nun reissue. I think the first time it was Cult Metal Classics. It was someone out of Greece. And then Wyland or whatever they're called did it now. So, yeah. Hey, Nasty Metal, send me a message if you're having trouble with that. So the other one is I've still been kind of hung up on this band. It's just in the stack that I just grabbed, right? And Spencer's home now, so I should probably hang it up soon. But I fucking love this Zisma shit, man. It's funny. It has this groovy shit. The vocals are way more deathy than I would expect. Like, if you told me about this band, I'd probably go, oh, man. That doesn't sound like the sort of thing I'd really be into, you know? But it's fucking, I love it, man. Every one of these guys' records, you know? So, Leather Nun with One is a Swedish garage rock band. That sounds about right. Hey, Mike Pope, welcome, dude. Dude, I always appreciate hearing from you, man. So thanks for coming on. Yeah, Born to Be Wild sucks on the fucking thing. Dude, Lotto, I love. That's the one that got me into Lotto. I was into back in the 90s. Like, I got that as a new release and fucking freaked out. And, like, I got a copy of Swarming of the Maggots and didn't really click on that first... when I had that, and I kind of wish I had kept it because when you look at what it goes for now, but that's the way it goes. Hey, Jay, right on, man. Fucking good to see you, dude. Anyway, yeah, so this is the Svart one. This might be the first vinyl version of it anyway, but yeah, Lotto was the breakthrough record. Yeah, I was so happy to see that came out on record, though. You know what made me rediscover them, actually, was Rothschild America. Because between Greeno, who geeks out over them... let me flip this record. I can't sit here in silence. I can, like, psychologically. It's just not the right thing to do under the circumstances, though. Yeah. In fact, I'm kind of down with silence on principle, but that's another story. Anyway, I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, Rothschild America. Okay, thanks, Ron. Yeah, I never really thought much of them, man. Like, I saw them actually with Testament, like, when they're touring on their first album. I didn't think they were bad, but I kind of take them or leave them. And then my record dealer friend from Columbia, David, he was like raving about them. They're one of his favorite bands, but his favorite one is 3D. So I listened to it online a couple times, and I was like, whatever. It kind of sounds hokey. It sounds like they're just throwing everything in there, and And Greeno's a huge fan, right? So Greeno, like when they come up in conversation, he freaks out about them, right? Yeah. Well, one day, Farley, thanks for stopping by, man. I'm going to hang it up soon anyway. So thank you again, though, man. That was really cool of you to send me that shit. I really appreciate it. Everyone subscribe to that guy. So anyway, yeah, it's funny, dude. Rothschild America is a favorite. My friend here, you're not going to see because he doesn't have a channel, but Greeno, he freaks out over that shit. Of course, he doesn't fucking upload now either. So anyway, yeah, well, anyway, I listened to like several times, like whatever. One day it just clicked. I was like, this is fucking fantastic, man. So it reminded me in that sort of like kind of groovy style that they have going on of how much I like Lotto. So I was like, well, shit, man. That was one that had gone when I got rid of all my CDs, so I went and looked for it. I was like, oh, hey, holy shit. So I found a copy of Climbing the Walls in the Wild, finally. I want to say here in Charleston. I think it was at my shop over in West Ashley. Yeah, I'm like 85% sure. It might have been when I was on the road somewhere, but I found it at a shop. I'm pretty sure it was here. So, all right. Well, right on. So, I think I'm about done. Like I said, I have people coming home now and shit. It's funny to be doing this so early in the day, but like, people are going to start converging on the living room soon, and I'm kind of bogarting it, so I should probably hang it up. But as always, I appreciate everyone dropping by. Oh, that's funny. It took Saturday off for Record Store Day. All right. I don't know, man. I don't know if I want to talk about Record Store Day. I'll tell you what. Before I leave, tell me if there's anything I should be aware of on Record Store Day. Because the only one that I found that I'm remotely interested in, really, is that Herbie Hancock record. The one that had only come out in Japan. And even that, I think it's like mostly solo piano. I'm interested to hear it, and because I'm such a Herbie Hancock fan, I really want to check it out. But yeah, some X-Ray Specs records. See, I have enough X-Ray Specs. Adrenaline OD, it's never really been my jam, and I'm even less into punk now than back when I had a record by them. So yeah, dude, I think I showed my X-Ray Specs records in a video a long time ago, though. I'm really glad I got my copy of the 45 when I did. Go Bondage up yours. China Ditch, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. All right. Just giving y'all one more second in case there's something I missed, I didn't even see any Sun Ra this time. Maybe I did and I missed it. I just didn't care because it was like a later show or something, but anyway. Sounds like a good time to do Daybreak if they don't do RSD shit. It really is kind of bullshit, that whole deal, but it's the way it goes. So, all right, cool. Thanks for stopping by, one and all. Totally appreciate it. And didn't that Art Ensemble of Chicago already come out? Isn't that Tutankhamun one? So fucking mega buy in Japan, dude. All right, I'm really leaving now. All right, go ahead. I'll still be in the chat for a couple minutes, but thanks a lot, guys. I'll talk to y'all later.